2 days ago, it was Metro Manila lockdown. Today, it's 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew. So, all of these policies and incidents are simply trying to tell us that this coronavirus is getting more and more serious. Whether we like it or not, we're living in a novel coronavirus era, and we need to take this very seriously. As much as I'd like to express my anger, as much as we would like to express how upset we are with the way the government is dealing with this, probably we need to have an open mind. Alright, because I've seen the news. I don't want to be alarmed. I don't want to panic. Like I said in my previous vlog, the worst thing that anyone can do is to panic. That's the last thing that we should do. Because everything is gonna add up to the anxieties, stress, and depression that we're having today. So, we're currently in a lockdown. I'm self-quarantining. We should, it's our responsibility to self-quarantine if possible, if reality requires for it. So today, the Duterte government or administration decided to impose an 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. curfew. I don't know how it's gonna impact or mitigate or contain the spread of the virus that has invaded Metro Manila. But faith, probably, I don't know. I don't wanna say faith, but let's give the government the benefit of the doubt that they're trying their best to probably help us to make sure that we're able to contain the virus as much as possible, because it's now a pandemic case. This virus is now a pandemic, and just a few minutes ago I didn't know that this happened like 2 days ago. I learned that the first case of coronavirus death, in this country just happened. It's already done. So let me just show you how it is to die of this dreaded virus. What's dreaded is not really the virus itself, but how to die of this disease or virus. And that's the most depressing of all. I was reading the post on Facebook written by the daughter of the woman who died of this coronavirus, and I was depressed, kind of depressed. My heart broke for this family. So it's really hard to die of this virus, just to let you know, because let me just show you the news.
Ina, kaibigan, mapagmahal na asawa, mabuting tao. Ganyang gustong alalahanin ng kanyang mga mahal sa buhay, si Nida Takeo. Sa edad na 67, natuldukan ang buhay ni Nida nitong Miyerkules. Si Nida, si Patient 35, ang unang Pilipinong nasawi sa sakit na COVID-19 dito sa bansa. Sa isang post online, ibinahagi ng anak na si Liza ang pait na dinanas ng kanilang pamilya dahil sa naturang sakit. Namatay daw ang kanyang ina ng mag-isa. Walang pamilya, Walang mga kaibigang kasama, ni walang seremonya para alalahanin siya nang ikremate ang kanyang labi kahapon. Dagdag dago kay Liza ang sitwasyon ng kanyang amang nagpositibo rin sa COVID. Nag-iisa rin ngayon sa ospital. Stable man ang kondisyon at naka-quarantine, nagluluksa raw ito sa pagkawala ng kanyang asawa na nakasama niya sa loob ng halos 5 dekada. Nasa Amerika ngayon si Liza at ang kanyang mga kapatid, pero hindi raw sila pinapayagang bumisita sa kanilang ama. Dagdag pa raw sa dinaranas silang sakit at pagdadalamhati. May mga kumakalat daw na malisyoso at maling impormasyon sa social media tungkol sa kanyang mga magulang. Nagresulta raw sa pagkataranta, karahasan, pagbabanta at diskriminasyon sa kanilang pamilya at mga mahal sa buhay. Maging ang mga pribadong impormasyon kumalat, kaya minabuti ni Liza na magbigay linaw sa mga bagay. Pumanaw ang kanyang ina pagkatapos ng ika-67 kaarawan nito. Malusog ang pangangatawan pero nagpunta sa ospital noong March 5 dahil sa localized pneumonia. Ilang araw lang pagkatapos nito, na-ospital na rin ang kanyang ama. Pagsapit ng March 11, pumanaw na ang kanyang ina. Doon lang din nila nalaman na may COVID-19 ang kanilang ina at ang kanilang ama. Lahat daw ng kanilang pamilya at mga kaibigan na nakasalamuha ng kanilang magulang ay naka-isolate at naka-quarantine na. Nasa Maynila rin daw ang kanyang mga magulang at ilang buwan nang hindi umuwi sa kanilang hometown sa Surigao City. Hindi rin daw bumiyahe ang kanyang mga magulang, lokal man o abroad. Sabi ni Liza walang nakakaalam kung paano nakuha ng kanyang mga magulang ang COVID-19. Pero sobrang dami raw kasi ng tao sa Maynila. Panawagan ni Liza sa mga nakahalubilo ng kanyang mga magulang mula February 29 hanggang March 11, mag-self-isolate ng 14 na araw. At kapag nakaramdam ng sintomas, makipag-ugnayan daw agad sa DOH dahil ito ang responsableng gawin. Wala rin daw dapat stigma sa sakit na ito. Hiling din ni Liza, irespeto ang kanilang pamilya na nagdadalamhati ngayon at patuloy na nagdarasal para sa pagaling ng kanilang ama.
Okay, this really broke my heart. This is really painful story to listen to or to watch. My condolences to the Pacquiao family. So, again, the worst and most depressing part of all is the reality that you're in once you get infected with the virus. You should be isolated, okay, alone. You should self-quarantine. Nobody should get near you, okay, unless you're in an isolated room and unless it's within a safe distance. I don't know. I don't know because I haven't seen videos of the cases of this virus, and it's so sad that she's being labeled as the case 36 or patient 36. So when when you're infected with this virus, the reality is you should be isolated, and when you die, that's the worst part of all. You're gonna die alone. And this is the story of many, cases in Italy. I'm going to read the post by Miss Lisa Pacquiao, the daughter of the deceased woman. And if you're gonna Google Italy coronavirus died alone, so just yesterday there's this news about Italian couple married for 60 years. So notice that all of the victims are old people. And if you listen to the news earlier, Mrs. Pacquiao, was rushed to the hospital on March 5th. She died on March 11th. So it just took 6 days for her to, live. And Italian couple married for 60 years. Old people are the most vulnerable victims of this virus. They died alone in Italy. So these are the couple. Both of them died. Who were married for 60 years just died 2 hours apart after contracting the virus. So sad. And the notion or the reality that nobody should be allowed to visit your graveyard or your coffin, and you should be disposed of right away after you're declared dead or clinically dead. That's the most painful part of all. So yeah, this is serious. Probably we should give the government the chance to, contain the virus. Do not go out. Do not get into a lot of physical contact with strangers, if possible. Even including people as well, because you don't know, kung kani-kanino nakikisalamuha yung kaibigan mo. For example, you don't know if they were in contact with a lot of people um, earlier today, so we don't know. So it's so depressing to learn that there are these people who just died of the virus were disposed of right away. And it happened as well in Iran. There is a burial grave in Iran, for example. Let me just show it to you. This is not to alarm you, but just to tell you the reality that we're in once the virus has taken hold of the entire metropolis. Okay, so so Iran burial pits. Okay, this is taken from the satellites. Okay, disturbing signs that Iran is concealing the true coronavirus toll. So according to news from Washington Post, for example, coronavirus burial pits so vast they're visible from space. So the Iranian government is concealing the real extent of the coronavirus deaths. We don't know. And it's not also surprising that the so-called quarantine hotel in China collapsed. Well, the Chinese people, the communists killed their own people. 5 days ago, it was reported that the quarantine hotel in China suddenly collapsed. Suddenly collapsed. We don't know the reason, but it might be related to the fact that these people needed to go. We don't know. We can only speculate. So at least 10 people were killed in the collapse of the hotel used as a coronavirus quarantine facility in eastern China. And there were reports that China, like Iran, has been concealing as well the real extent of the damage, the real figures. The problem with this communist countries or totalitarian countries is that they can conceal the real damage. Okay, so let's go to the post of Miss Pacquiao. Okay, there you go. My heart really goes for this family, and that imagine that they're not able to come to this country because of the ongoing ban in the US, travel ban, to visit their family. They had to you know they had to I don't know. I can explain, but it's really painful to lose someone and not be able to spend a few hours, just a few minutes of your life with your loved one. So this is a viral, post from Miss Lisa Pacquiao. I really admire her for her courage. It's being shared 25,000 times already. So I urge that you visit her Facebook account and read her story, because this is the story of a family victimized by coronavirus, and her dad, who was also infected with the virus, is recovering or probably dying alone in a facility in Manila. We don't know. So, dearest family and friends, I'm gonna read this Facebook post as best as I can. Dearest family and friends, a few hours ago, my beautiful mother, Nida, was cremated. She died alone. She died alone without her loving family and friends around her. She was cremated alone without ceremony or tribute. My father is alone as well. He is at a Manila hospital in stable condition and in quarantine, but he is in deep grief over the loss of his wife of 47 years, the love of his life. My brothers and I are together here in the United States, but we are not allowed to visit my dad. We are not allowed to manage and advocate for him. It has been painful, not just for my nuclear family, but for all our extended relatives and friends who love my parents and cherish my mom. To compound the grief and pain, rumors and malicious informations have circulated on social media about my parents. This has all resulted in panic, violence, threats, and stigmatization of our family and loved ones. Disclosure of private information has circulated as well. My post yesterday on her death was a tribute to her life and an announcement of her passing. On behalf of our Paqueo Cortez Costrechi families, we would now like to issue this statement. So she's sharing here that her mother died shortly after her 67th birthday, that she was healthy and fit, and a couple of days later, her father was also admitted into the hospital in Manila on March 11th. That's the time that her mother passed away. So Miss Lisa Paqueo's brothers are also living in the U.S. And the sad thing is, all family and friends, the families and friends who might have been exposed or who got in touch with the couple, had to undergo quarantine, okay, as much as possible. My parents are in Manila, she said. In fact, they have not been to their of Surigao City in several months. So no one knows how they contracted. This is the most alarming thing, okay? How were they able, or how did they contract the virus? Well, it's probably because of the fact, and it's here. Manila is a crowded, internationally mixed city of 13 million people. And that's probably the reason why the next day, President Duterte decided to declare that the entire metropolis be on a lockdown. And today, the curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 in the morning. And it's gonna be that way up until the next 30 days, or probably more. We don't know. Speculations as to where they got it from is unknown, and we are leaving that to the Department of Health. If you have been around my parents between February 20, and this is what I like about this woman, that they are concerned about the health and welfare of other people who might have gotten in contact with her parents. Okay, so some people were spreading false and libelous, ignorant information. So these people, makakarma din kayo. So karma is a bitch. So I hope that they're not gonna get infected with the virus, because same thing might happen to you as well. Okay, do not do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you. We are all in this alone. Okay, we're all in this alone together. What happened to this family might also happen to yours. So do not add to the sufferings of the family. Do not spread false and fake information. Try to, as much as possible, educate yourself. Okay, educate yourself. So this is, do not stigmatize the virus. This is not AIDS. This is not HIV. Everybody can contract this virus regardless of your financial or economic status, regardless of whether you are righteous or not, whether you're religious or a criminal. It does not discriminate. Okay, so please stop adding to the crisis. If those people who are adding to this problem, ignorant people, they're worse than the virus. The real virus is not the coronavirus, it's the people who don't know what they're doing. It's the people who are spreading panic. It's the people who are spreading false information, libelous information about their neighbors. They are the real virus. They are the real parasites. Okay, so again, it's a good thing that this family was able to share what they had to go through during this few days that their parents had to bear with the disease, because it's gonna give us an idea how it is to die with the virus, how it is to live and with the virus and die of it. It's gonna be painful. You're gonna die alone, and that's a reality. That's a reality that we're in today. And that's the reason why study, learn, try to open your mind. So I'm not gonna blame the government. I was actually a bit upset. It's kind of depressing, but if we're gonna try to evaluate what's going on today, once you got infected, you're gonna hit with the reality that you're gonna be quarantined alone. Worst comes to worst, if you're gonna die, you're gonna die alone. So be safe. Do some research if you're showing the symptoms, because it will take 2 to 14 days for you to show the symptoms, like coughing, fever, hard of breathing, bluish lips. If you have all these symptoms, be responsible. Do not get in contact with others. Try to put yourself in the shoes of others. If you're able to get in contact with others during the days in which you suspected that you might have contracted the virus, tell them honestly, and tell them to be tested. Be responsible, because karma is a bitch. This is again Vincent, and have a good one.